17th day of Advent of Cyber 2023. Blue team this time. Traffic analysis. I don't see to that. Congratulations, you made it to 17th day. The story, however, is just getting started. There are more things to discover, examine, and analyze. Until now, you have worked with multiple events, including prompt injection, log analysis, brute force, data recovery, and so on and so on. So how can we zoom out a bit and create a timeline to set the investigation initial boundaries and scope? Max Giddy decides to focus on network statistics. Now it's time to help the, oops, I started, but it moved everything. Now it's time to help the SOC team by quickly checking network traffic statistics to get insight into the ongoing madness. Let's go. So the objective itself is to look at the network traffic data formats, understanding the differences between the captures for full packet and network flows, learn how to process network flow data, discover the CLCAT tool suite, and gain hands-on experience in network flow analysis with CSILK. I don't know how to pronounce that. The network data is everywhere. It's all around us, even now in this very task. Network management, troubleshooting, incident response, threat hunting. Those are the the aspects of network communication and data flow insights. The monitoring of the network performance, identifying bottlenecks, ensuring that the resources are allocated correctly, verifying that there is no network issues and what are the network issues that are there, and verifying that it's like how and why it's caused, validating the configuration, implementation, and changes, and verifying that they are all correct compared to the baselines, verifying that there is nothing like suspicious or pattern that make it weird, which would provide behavioral analysis showing that there is an intrusion or a threat within the network. So there's different ways, and one of the format to actually encompass all the traffic, the network traffic, is the packet capture, the PCAP format, also known as full cap packet captures. It's the first thing that we come to mind. It provides a comprehensive view of the network traffic, and the format also provides all the possible data that are presented in the packet, and they are ready to investigate directly. But because it's like keeping track of everything within the packet, it's also super resource extensive. So it needs storage, processing, and analysis capabilities, and therefore it's super detailed for analysis, etc. But it's not super practical for a situation where you need to compute fast and so on. So it's becoming pain point, and therefore there was like a new format, a new way to deal with that is using the meta information and the flow um, to get basically where it's coming from and where it's going. And so that new flow has been developed. It's a telemetry protocol developed by Cisco that's focused on the metadata part of the traffic. And so it summarizes the traffic and details just like the necessary stuff and not all the complete detailed packet structure and details. There is no content details on the packet with this format, and it's why storing, processing it, and analyzing it is way faster and easier than the PCAPs. What are the differences between the PCAP and the network flow? Basically, the model itself is capturing the packet, and the other one is more capturing how it went there and how the packet come to that place. As we said, the PCAP is like detailed and granular data, where the network flow is more summary and doesn't contain the payload or the details. It's used for the traffic flow, where the other one is more for the packet analysis and actually the deep one. The pros are obviously the high visibility of the packet details for the PCAP, but also being able to provide summary and big picture for the network flow. The cons are basically the vice versa. The available fields are mostly related to their inner details, which is for the captures, it has all the layer headers and the payload data, where the network flow is only focusing on the metadata. So continuing on that one, we see that there's a different, all the differences between the different formats. Network data collection processing typically involves using network monitoring analysis tools like Wireshark, sorry, T-Shark, TCP dump, and so on. One interesting part is that you can have a PCAP as the origin and transform that PCAP into a network flow record. So you could have everything like saved or pinpoint as the packet capture, and if you need like a quick analysis, you can work on converting that one into a network flow data, and Silk is basically one of the popular choices for it. So continuing with Max Kitty's suggestion, let's explore a new Silk to help SOC for this task. Silk is standing for System for Internet Level Knowledge Tool Suite, was developed by CERT in Carnegie Mellon University Software Engineering Institute. Various tools and binaries are allowing users to collect, parse, filter, and analyze the network traffic data. In other words, it helps analysts gain insight into different aspects of the network behavior. It can process direct flows, pick up files directly, and binary flow data. In these tasks, we are going to experiment using Silk tools on binary format to help SOC achieve their goals. Health log MacBlue gives us the network flow data in binary flow format, so we know have enough data sources to get to work. So let's see first how and what it looks like to use Silk. Apparently I already have a terminal running. Cool. CD desktop, and what's in there? We have suspicious flow Silk, perfect. And so if I do silk config-v as suggested, I have all the information that are provided. And so we have Silk version 3.19.1. That's the redacted version, so it's probably part of a question. And after IPfix, we have a redacted, probably going to be something important or not. GNU-GLS, okay, GNU-GLS 3.19.1, perfect. Work on data repository, but also process data sources. Note that this task primary focus is using Silk Suite for analysis, therefore we only use the network flows given by the SOC team. Okay, so that's definitely going to be one of the questions. 3.19.1. Okay, so one of the top 5 action in packets, Silk Suite has a tool, RW file info, that makes this possible. Now let's start working with artifact provided. We'll need to view the details behind binary flow using the command RW file info suspicious silk. We have so looks like the count records is also something interesting. So we have 11774. which is okay. RW cut is selected by the user in text format if it works like reading and filtering tool. We are going to, okay, it's kind of like getting the 5 required. Okay, interesting. I can select my ports. Okay, cool. So if I do protocol IP port, protocol source IP source port, destination IP destination port, and providing only the 5 last one, it becomes interesting and super readable. One more detail to pay attention to before proceeding. Look again at the RW cut terminal above and check the protocol pro column. You should have noticed the numerical values under the protocol. This column shows the used protocol in decimal format. We need to pay attention to this section as Silk highlights protocols in binary formats, 6 or 17, not in keywords. So 6 is TCP and 17 is UDP. Below, Backblue explain the importance of these details and how it would help. ICMP1, IPv4, TCP6, UDP 17. Interesting. Okay. And we should have, you now know the date of the 6 record of in the given sample. No, I don't, because I didn't as time. And if I put 6, that's the timing. Okay. So filtering the event of interest with RW filter, we can filter with the protocol, pass the STD out, and then filter with RW cut. Okay. And the pass STD out is because we are piping it, I guess. So if we use the query, it means filter all the 17, which is UDP, for the 5 with these protocols. Okay, interesting. Port, okay. IP in the address. Do you know how to filter? We know how to filter. There's a quick win here, so you now know how to filter the records and view the source port number of the 6 UDP record available in the sample. So I am pulling UDP and I want the 6 port, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 53. RW stats. We are going to use RW stats in order to grab some statistics on the traffic. Okay. Destination ports, values, records, packets, bytes as IP distinct for source, IP distinct for destination, and count. Okay. What does it tell us? Okay, so we are able to list out the number of packets per port, and we can see that the port 53 has 4,160 records just for itself. The next one is 80, and then you have like small ones that should probably be UDP ones and taken randomly. for some other protocols. So the volume, okay, not that one. And now, if we want to talk about bytes, congratulations, you have all necessary tools and completed all necessary preparation steps. Now it's time to use what you have learned and save Christmas. Let's start by listing the top talkers on the network, and we are pulling the source IPs and sorting it by number of bytes, and we're taking the top 10. So copy, paste. So we have this 243, which is the top one. Now that we have that, it's interesting to decompose what are the bytes for. So decomposing source and destination IP. And so by using that statistics query, we know which IP talks to which destination IP, and we can see that we have the 221 talking to the 243 and the 243 replying to the 221. And if I only focus on the port 53, because that's the one that has the highest number, as we discovered earlier, we might discover that yes, that's definitely those two that were talking to each other on the port 53. The frequency, yeah, I don't really care about that one because I was already like seeing that it's going to be problematic and the red flag was already there. Looking at that IP as a source on port 53, how many times it gets there, and it started on like every seconds almost. It's querying the thing, so that's definitely a red flag as I stated. Looking at the other one, or at least the other way around, so you can see that there's nothing. So not super weird by itself, but given the other around, it's kind of like problematic. And so you can see that we might have like a DNS channel, and so having something tunneling through the chat to the DNS port and providing information, given that we are not seeing that many traffic and other on the other ports. The source IP ending by 221 is definitely part of the tunnel. And the other one is 2243, which is going to be used currently as a host. So what else can we see? There's in the port section listing, we saw that the port 80 was also something that was used. It was there. So let's do the stats on the port 80. And we can see that we have a new pair of entries, the 3235, 223, or 236, 223, which are pretty much doing back and forth. That could be like super normal, depending on what kind of appliance or application is running. So one interesting way to check if there is something fishy is to look at the type of queries that they are doing and looking if they're doing syncs or hack or whatever. And for that 236, you can see that it's only sending sync without hack, which is problematic because, as you may know, they have definitely ways for flooding by doing scene only. And we have 1658 records of those flags. So yeah, that's going to be painful. See here, destination address is sending sync ACK. So if we do the same thing but for the 235, we can see that it's actually sending the correct thing. So sync in syn and ACK, but the other one doesn't ACK at all. So that's definitely weird and should be flagged as suspicious. Although it doesn't seem like it's super cumbersome in terms of like a DOS attack, but it's still there. Okay, so now trying to respond. What is the size of the flows in the count records? We had it there. It's 1174. What is the start date time of the sixth record in the file? Start date of the sixth record. What is the destination port of the sixth UDP record? Copy. What is the record value percentage of the D port 53? What is the number of bytes transmitted by the top talker on the network? What is the S time value of the first DNS record going to port 53? What is the S time value of the first DNS record going to port 53? Did I save that? I don't think I did. I did the 80. Tac, 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 tac. Oh, there we go. What is the IP address of the host that the C2 potentially controls? So the host that the C2 potentially controls is the one that is requesting. Uh, okay, so hmm, okay. They ask for. Okay, and yeah, it's defined format, which means that even if you run it, it's not going to be detected as an IP and is becoming useless. Which IP address is suspected of the flood? We have seen it. It's the one that doing the sync only and using. What is the sent SYN packets number? We have it there, 1658. Awesome. We have a full module, network security traffic analysis that we can look into if we want to get more information about it. Otherwise, see you another day. Bye bye.